but this felt like a statement game, a Super Bowl game, like first primetime game of the year. He wanted to put everybody on notice, particularly Jalen Ramsey. And as a cornerback, my heart still hurts for the fact that Jalen Ramsey had to die for our sins. But Josh Allen is not going to play like this every week. This is playoff Josh Allen. This is Super Bowl Josh Allen. This is week one after a devastating loss, Josh Allen.
Okay, perhaps. And if that's the case, then I'll go there with you. But there's no question my reaction on Friday morning, and it was Ninko who actually said it right here, is the fear you have with Buffalo is that he's getting hit too much. And I know he's big and strong, but Cam Newton, and you said it there in the notes, I mean, Cam Newton is the example of that. I don't care how big and strong you are. You can't get your quarterback hit as much as he gets hit.
Yeah, it's their offense. And listen,
that's not a good offense when you have that guy. It's just not.
They're one of the best offenses. So I appreciate what you think there.
Until someone who's as big as he is finally hits him and he doesn't get up.
But when you're talking about what is expected of the quarterback and third and short, he's going to go he is a running back for them. When it comes to fourth and short, you watch all this in the play. And to Fox's point, these are playoff type games, but in big games, do not expect them to move away from Josh Allen because it's another dimension that the defenses have to prepare for. And listen, I hear the conversation about, long term, what does it do for them? They want to get a Super Bowl now, and they have the best chance to get the Super Bowl now. This is what they're going to do, and this is the style they have to play if they want to make this thing happen.
If I said to you their best chance of winning the Super Bowl now is maybe not converting this particular 3rd and 2, week 4, and not getting Josh Allen hit and losing that battle in order to ultimately win the war.
You never know which 3rd and 2 matters.
Yeah. So cut down on the number of 3rd and 2s that you have your franchise quarterback running.
So then you don't want him to drop back either? Like, I feel like more quarterbacks get hit and injured in the pocket than when you're running and you're expecting what's going to happen in front of you. I'm with you. If it's 3rd and 2 and Josh Allen is coming up, he can push through. Like that 3rd and 1 we saw against Kansas City, no need to run over the safety. Go ahead and slide.
Right. That's what I mean. But he doesn't do that.
So here's the reality is, it is a conversation that's had in their building about how often he's hit, right? After that game, that was week 1, Josh Allen.
Yeah.
The Bills understand, like, he was hyped. Like, he wanted to come out, right? Yeah. But they continually have a conversation. And after that game, Josh did have conversations with his coaches, his GM, about, dude, you need to be smarter. They want him to get out of bounds quicker. They want him to slide quicker. But if you think about how often people criticize Lamar Jackson for his style of play. Yep. Josh Allen is 2nd behind Lamar Jackson, 683 times since 2018, his rookie year that he's been hit.
Right.
11 times the Rams hit him, twice they sacked him. That's an issue that the Bills are aware of, but they understand that if he can slide quicker, if he can get out of bounds, that's one way to prevent.
Lamar Jackson also is very good at not getting hit hard. Josh Allen is looking to hit people.
He looks for the contact.
Yeah, Josh Allen is looking to hit people when he's playing. It looks different.
Well, let me say this. In watching that game on Thursday night, Josh Allen stiff-arming defensive linemen, linebackers. If I'm a defensive lineman, I'm fired up. And a part of the quarterback's job is to set the tone for the team. And you're measuring yourself against the reigning, defending Super Bowl champions. So I can understand how his play or his style might be a little bit of an outlier as to what the Buffalo Bills actually want him to do throughout the majority of the regular season. But there are those moments in those big games throughout the season where you got to make a statement. And that's exactly what Josh Allen did. Now, as far as the scheme run plays for Josh Allen, you can't take that out of the offense.
His game. That's
because
what
guess what? As a defense, you can't defend it.
Exactly.
You can't. There's no game plan for a quarterback that's the primary runner. Just say, especially one that's 250 pounds coming downhill. So in those gotta-have-it situations, you can continue to expect Josh Allen to have the ball in his hands, whether it's as a passer or as a runner.
There's so many times, it's rare, but there are plenty of times when I'm so thankful that I'm in this little box and I'm not on that field. And when Josh Allen is out there stiff-arming DBs into next week, I do a little prayer. And I thank Jesus that I'm no longer in the league and I'm sitting next to my buddy Mike.
I know, but it just takes the wrong guy to see that and get mad and decide I'm going to knock Josh Allen out this week, and then all of a sudden
They say that about Derrick Henry, too. And
That's right, if you want to.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but Derrick Henry's arm doesn't.
It pains me. That was the worst. I'm going to give a small pass because he did apologize yesterday. So I'm a man who forgives quickly, and I'm going to try to forget it. but I couldn't forget that.
Hold on. Now, I know that you are genuinely, down deep inside, a wonderful human being, so you are inclined to accept an apology.
Yes.
But does that count when an apology makes the problem much, much worse? I want you to judge for yourself. You saw how that game ended the other night. Nathaniel Hackett apologized yesterday, and candidly, I'm sorry, what? I think he made it worse. Listen.
You know, looking back at it, we definitely should have gone for it. Just not, one of those things you look back at it and you say, of course we should go for it. We missed the field goal. But in that situation, we had a plan. I mean, we had a plan. We knew that the 46 was the mark. And we got there, and it didn't work. It sucks, but hey, that's part of it.
What the hell is he talking about? The 46 is the plan. That's like the break glass plan. If we get to the 46, not with a minute and 3 timeouts left. Dominique, that just made it way worse. If that was your plan, get to the 46.
Right.
Let's set up a 64-yard field goal and then run the clock out from there. That's a terrible plan.
Yeah, it's like he went out there to do tightrope walking and just jumped off. It's like, I want to land in the net. Like, he didn't even try to do the amazing fourth quarter comeback win. He just dove off into the net, because that's what you're saying. The 46 or the 64-yard field goal is the net. That's like, just in case things don't work, maybe this will save our lives. So it was an awful plan. And you're right, it did make it a little worse that he said we had a plan, and the plan was a bad one.
First he said, yeah, of course, in retrospect, I would go for it because the kick didn't go in. No, that's not what we're saying. This is not This is not looking back. It's not confirmation bias. Right. And then he said, well, the plan was to get to the 46-yard line. What do you think of that plan, Chris Canty?
Yeah, choosing to kick a 64-yard field goal rather than go for it on a 4th and 5 is a choice, just like choosing to go by Nathaniel and not Nate is a choice. We don't necessarily agree with it.
Wow!
But it's a choice. But it's a choice. Right? And here's the thing that bothers me about this whole situation, Greedy. Since 1961, kickers that have attempted 64-yard field goals or longer are 2 and 41. Conversely, last year, teams that try to go for it on 4th and 5
there it is, 2 and
convert
41.
48% of the time. And then to take it a step further, Brandon McManus has not made a field goal longer than 55 yards in the past 6 years that has not been at mile high or indoors. So if you have all of that information, what is that telling you? Trust a $250 million quarterback to see if you can convert in that situation. And if you're unsure about your decision, you got 3 timeouts. Burn one of them.
That's the worst
part. And try to make
part.
up your mind on what you want to do. But a plan that can't change is a bad plan.
Here's what bothers me. I actually wish he hadn't apologized. I wish he would have come up there and been like, you know what? I said what I said, and that's still the right move. Because at least I'd be like, okay, he's delusional, fine. But now he's apologizing for something that we could see like clear as day Monday night. We all collectively saw it. And I actually texted a GM and asked him, if your head coach had Hacketted, right? What would you have said to him behind the scenes after the game in the building? And he literally wrote back to me, LOL. My guy knows not to do stuff like that. We actually talk about game management here. We stress that. And this is the problem with a lot of games, because coaches mismanage, and that's how you end up with losses.
I got 2 things. The first, thank God I'm not Stacey Greenberg married to Greeny, because obviously an apology means nothing to him. So it already means no, salt the wound.
He didn't apologize.
Yeah,
he didn't apologize.
All right.
See, a proper apology is if you acknowledge what you did wrong.
I should have given the ball to
He said
Russ.
it didn't work.
It
so
didn't
it's like
work.
saying, you caught me cheating, so I'm sorry, but I'm still okay with the process.
Yes.
That's not a true apology.
Okay.
If you say, I'm sorry you caught me, I'm sorry that you caught me cheating, that's not a good apology.
I'm with you. 100%. I'm with you. All right. That being said, Hackett's role as an offensive coordinator, which he has never been, and a head coach, which he has never been. Your first game ever, this thing came at him fast. And so I think in the locker room, this bodes well for him saying, hey, look, I blew it. It's going to be better next time. He'll go through the details with his team. He's not going to do that at a press conference. But I am telling you, when he walks into that room, it builds credibility that he said, I won't do it again that way. Because it was his first time trying to do 2 things. And I know we all joke on this thing. it comes at you extremely quickly. And he did in his head, he had that plan. But to you now, it's like, my God, the 46, that is the break glass, and it should have been. But for him at the moment, the minute they got there, he'll learn from it. So
learn from it and get better.
Yeah. So just trying to bring reason to the
That's fair enough. But
it's hard.
What was the reason? What was the reason?
In his head, listen, when